Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching. We're almost at Halloween, and this year I decided to do something cute instead of something spooky. So if you want to see how I created this, I suppose, Bambi inspired Halloween look, please keep watching.
Your normal face is quite spooky.
'Tis the season to get spooky, and I have been looking forward to doing this video all day. I'm using this Wet n Wild primer, and I'm going to apply it everywhere. I'm going to be applying foundation, so especially underneath my eyes where all that concealer is going to go, on my nose, around my mouth, and then smooth it over everything else. I'm using this Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base, and I'm going to apply quite a bit on my eyelids because when you're doing Halloween makeup, everything has to be extra. To set that, I'm taking this white shade with this flat shader brush, and I'm going to apply it all over my eyelids. And the thing I do is I make sure I get it right up against my lash line, otherwise you get a gap there that you don't really see until you're applying your eyeliner. So just make sure you bring it in here as well when you drag it onto your lid. With the fluffy brush, I'm taking this nude shade right here, and I'm going to work it on the edge of the white and in my crease. Now for the first transition shade, I'm going to use this one right here. I'm picking it up with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to work it up into my crease as well. And I'm going to focus the color more on the outer part of my eye than the inner part, because for this look, I want my eyes to look really big and round. Now to the browns, I'm first going to use this one down here. I'm going to pick it up on my blending brush, and I'm going to blend it into my crease. So I'm applying it here, nice and thick. And then here I'm taking it a little thinner, like I'm pressing my brush more flat against my face here, and then here just taking it more with the edge. So kind of just following the angle there and letting my hand do that motion. I'm making sure to hit this part of my crease that I usually don't, because that'll make my eyes look nice and round. So I'm gonna make sure I catch that piece, but not too much, otherwise it's gonna look like my eyes shadow is too close to my brows. Now I'm gonna take a darker brown like this one and pick it up with this brush. And here you can feel your brow bone is here, so if you lift your eyebrows, you'll feel it. And I'm going to hit it right against it from the bottom. And actually switch over to my blending brush and blend that out so that I don't apply too much or drag it up too far. Don't be afraid to drag it in here, even though I'd rather blend my eyeshadow out in that area a little later. But I will go back in and do it again later. This color I'm also dragging down onto my lid to start covering up that white somewhat. Now the flat shader brush, I'm going to pick up the darkest brown I have. I think this is the darkest brown I have. I'm going to pick this up with a flat shader brush and tap it off first so there isn't any unnecessary fallout. And I'm going to draw right in my crease with this brush. But more slightly above my crease, like again, you want the colors a bit higher to make your eyes look a bit rounder. So I'm gonna follow that curve and drag it towards my nose, not in down towards my tear duct. Now I'm gonna blend it so it doesn't look so messy. And now next I'm gonna draw some wings with this NYX matte liquid eyeliner. Now I'm coloring in my wing, which is very tedious to do with a very small brush like this. Now on my lid, I don't want it to be that white, I want it to have a bit of shimmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up this brown up here, not the highlighter, this one. And I'm going to touch it on like that. Not too specific, kind of just hitting the ball of my eye so that has some shimmer going on. I'm going to go back in with some dark brown and this time mixing some black because I want this to be darker, and work it in here on the outer part. And really smoke it in onto the ball of my eye so that it's nice and smoky over there. For my face, I really want to use this Body Shop Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation. And then I'm going to put this on. It comes in a squirty tube like this. So you squirt out a bit like that, and then I touch it onto my face. And it looks like it's going to rain. I really hope it doesn't, because I just straightened my hair and it's humid enough for my hair to be all puffy. And you know, if it rains, it's just gonna be worse. This foundation's a bit yellow for me, which is a terrible thing to see now because I already wore this on a date once. And my face looked like this. Goodness. What color was that foundation actually? I'm not gonna say it right. I'll have it listed down below. I'm gonna go over it with some face powder because the face powder is a bit orange for me. And then this is a bit yellow and then they'll cancel each other out. I'm setting my face with this LA Girl face powder in the color Nude Beige. And I'm just gonna lightly buff this all over. First, I'm going to apply some concealer in all the necessary areas. I always mix the color Porcelain and the color Natural from LA Girl. I'm going to apply a lot of this bright one today because I really want my face to be nice and bright and this section to be brought forward. And you know, with Halloween looks, you really can go all glam. And you know, that's what I kind of love about a look like this one I'm doing. I get to still be themed, like I'm going to be animal themed, but I still get to do my makeup all glam the way I want to do it. I get to show off. And so I'm also applying some right on my nose, which I don't usually do, but today we want a big nose, and on my chin and here, because why not? All the same with the other color, just with a little less. I feel like having my hair on my shoulders like this makes it look like I'm slouching really bad, so I keep trying to sit up the whole time. I'm going to set that with this banana color here that's almost out because I use this eyeshadow to set my concealer. Now for the part that's going to be a little different. I'm going to use this LA Girl Pro Conceal concealer in the color Toast, which I bought as a contour, which I sometimes do use as a contour, but it's a little orange for me. It gives you quite the tan and I do not look good with a concealer induced tan, but today I'm going to make it count in my favor. So I am going to use this brush and I'm going to use this to create some brown on my face. So I'm going to start with my cheeks. I'm going to apply it in the areas I would usually contour, but I'm going to apply a little bit extra because the idea is to mess up your contour today. Now this thing does dry fast, so you see it's in my contour area, but it's very much not blended out. I want to kind of have that line at the bottom and then just buffed up. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here on my forehead. I'm legit just swirling my brush on my face because I want it to be worked up right into my hairline, but I also want it buffed down. So I'm turning the brush instead of like this, and I'm swirling it. And then I'm just dragging it straight down the edges, down to the part here. If you want to smooth out the edges, you can just bounce over it with your beauty blender. Fix up my hairband. I don't even know what I'm going to do with my hair yet, but that is a problem for later. I'm going to use the smallest touch of this Palladio bronzer, which is very, very orangey looking. It has actually a bit of a reddish undertone, so smallest bit just to set everything up just done. And you know, I know you usually leave all the powders to the end, but I feel with this, you don't want anything moving around too much, so I'm applying the powder as I go. I suppose you can contour the rest of your face, but I feel like this, the attention's already here, so I'm not going to do anything to my jawline. Now for the nose contour that I've been dreading since I had this idea, I have a really, really big nose, okay, and I'm very aware of the fact that I have a very big nose. So whenever I contour it, I try and slim it down, but sometimes it doesn't work. But I'm going to use this color I used to contour my face. I'm going to take it from the side of my nose here, which is pretty much the side where it usually is, and take it straight up. So instead of being on the edge of my nose, I'm right next to it. See? Nice and wide. And instead of dragging it up to my eyebrow as I usually would, I'm dragging it in here towards the eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to use my fingers to rub over this because it does dry quickly and I don't want to struggle with a brush. So just gonna rub over it like that. Oh heavens, look at my nose. Gonna apply a bit more concealer to really brighten up this piece and to connect my nose to the top. If I just left the concealer to now, actually I should just have left my nose until now. But I'm just gonna blend this out right up this line. With this brush I usually use and the Palladio bronzer. I'm gonna set this, ooh, that is a lot of product. Okay, dusting off my brush, and I'm just gonna blend this as far as it's gonna blend. But the good thing is this nose contour you can see, so I'm not gonna be all that worried about it. Again, I'm taking this up into my eyeshadow and I'm hitting this part of my brow bone. It's really gonna make your eyes look a lot more open. That's the part I said I'm leaving it because my concealer was gonna cover it. So I'm really taking it up in there, and then you can go back in with your blending brush actually to just make this blend a bit better with your eyeshadow with the other colors you have there. Now the flat brush like this, I'm going to pick up some dark brown and I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to drag it from there. See, the colors blended up, but I'm placing this right underneath where the colors blended. This is just going to create a little bit more depth because I absolutely love my depth. I'm actually going to take this right here where I would contour a line like so, and then with another brush just blend that out a bit so that it does look like a bit of contour going on, so it has that sharp line there. See, it really lifts my cheek the second you have the line there. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me do my brows. For the next part, I'm going to add the white spots, and for that I'm going to use a white eyeliner. And what I'm going to do is I'm first going to spot around on my head. So I'm going to do one right in the middle, and then around here just randomly polka dot kind of on my forehead. Careful not to like go in too certain of a pattern because then it's going to look, you know, a little funny. Now that I have my placing down, I'm gonna go color them in and make them big. Now I don't want these to be perfect circles because a deer's dots would not be a perfect circle. So I'm kind of just making a lopsided type of oval thing. The ones here I want a bit more wonky. The ones on my cheeks can be a little bit more round. But I like having them out of line like this a bit more than I like having them just straight. But of course, that's up to you. I went over it again and I'm gonna pick up the white eyeshadow and stamp it on it. One suggestion I have for you is don't put a spot right on a mole you have on your face because it is gonna shine through. Anyways, I am pretty happy with what it looks like. That was quite easy to do for the spots. Now I'm gonna go on with other details. I'm gonna outline the tip of my nose and just the tip of my nose. I'm going to pick up a flat shader brush if I can find one. Pick up some black eyeshadow and put it over this cream to set that. Otherwise, every time I touch my nose, I'm gonna smudge it, and I don't want that to happen. So this flat, thin little eyeliner brush, again, picking up this Palladio bronzer, and I'm going to work it a little bit around the black, just apply it there to the edges and blend it out without touching the black, because if you touch the black, you're going to blend that out and you don't want that to happen. So I'm just hugging it around the corners there. Back to my Wet n Wild eyeliner, because it has a sharp tip. I'm going to line my lips and hope for the best. Now I'm going to use this LA Girl black lipstick, the matte flat velvet lipstick, and I'm going to put it on my top lip. I'm going to take this translucent setting powder and I'm going to get a lot on the brush so that it's a lot to give off, and I'm going to stamp it in my mouth and try not to get on my tongue. I'm going to use this bronzer and I'm just going to run it here on the outer part. And you can see there's kind of a bowl underneath my eye. It's like the roundness of my eye. I'm gonna follow it and take the brush there instead of right against my lower lash line. I'm gonna take it only to there, not any further. And then connect it to my wing. Now back with this little brush, I'm gonna pick up this color again. And from there, I'm gonna drag it straight like this. If that makes any sense. Looking down really helps. And I'm gonna go back with that brush and blend it. Pick up that white again that I used at the very beginning, and I'm going to place it in the inner part of my eye here and on the part of my lower lash line that I left open. I'm using this NYX Liquid Lingerie lipstick and trying to not let my lips touch, and then let it dry. I got these lashes brand new for today because I love my false lashes and I just haven't used them in way too long. So I'm using these Eyeliner Texture number 117 and they are cruelty free, which is my favorite thing about these lashes. Well, while my lashes are drying, because that glue needs to dry a bit, I'm gonna apply some highlighter. I'm gonna use this white one here for the inner corners because it's already white there, here as well. I'm not gonna touch my Cupid's bow with any type of shimmer but my bottom lip. There we go, just. I'm so out of practice when it comes to false lashes, wow. But they look so good. I'm gonna apply a little bit of black eyeliner right here. And just there. And now let me go put on something cute to go with this. And then this is the final result. I'm actually really happy with the way the lipstick is lasting. It's not really giving off. A little bit on the inside where my mouth is wet, but not nearly as bad as I had expected. So applying some setting powder over it really helped keep the black in place. Now, I'm probably gonna walk around in a mall like this afterwards and hope I don't get any funny stares because I am a week early for Halloween. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!
Remember to like and subscribe.